Moving to main scene.
Oops, wrong one. Vulture, move us to speaking, please.
Moving to just chatting.
Yippee. Yippee. As the YouTube folks might know, might have seen, I'm trying out something different. I'm basically starting the YouTube stream like 5 minutes late, basically. So that way you guys don't have that initial ad break, right? Because you guys are not on ads. Like, neither are you on ads, nor can you hear the music. So for you guys, it's just dead air at the start of the stream for like 5 minutes. And I don't think that you guys need that. I don't see a point to that, because YouTube also has the waiting room, right? When I schedule a stream and I go, yeah, the stream is gonna be at this time, it's scheduled when I start the Twitch stream. And so people can show up to that in advance. I don't think there's any benefits, basically. The only possible benefit is if something happens in those first 5 minutes, but that isn't gonna happen. That'll happen like maybe 1 in 200 streams, right? I can't even think of a time that happened. So I guess if I was like having an issue, right? And we were dealing with it before the stream. Also, I am so tired of this cough. 1 second. Oh, it's making the back of my head hurt. I was so fine for the whole day, right? Not really coughing much at all. And now I'm coughing again, which is awesome and great and annoying. But we gotta drink a lot of drink, so maybe that'll help. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking for YouTube. That's what I'm thinking for all that. Hopefully it makes sense. Hopefully it helps, right? Especially if you guys are ever going back through my lives. I'm gonna basically do that, and that should maybe make the situation a little better. A little better. Maybe. Okay. Is there anything else to say? No. Let's do blast radius. Who's radiusing currently? Who's within my radius at a forbidden hour? I know it is Saturday, so people tend to be online. But also, who's here at this forbidden hour? Who's doing something interesting? I think everyone's just doing their normal stuff, to be honest with you. What is... Hold on. Mysterious... Okay, mysterious stream. Whoa, we're so spoiled this week. Yeah, there's gonna be a bunch of streams. I realized that when I freed myself from the conception of I need to start my stream at between 7 and 8, I need to stream several hours, I was just like, okay, we can do 2-hour streams. It's fine. And I can do whatever I want. It's fine. But also, in this case, in today's case, I worked really hard all day. Right? Starting from like 8 in the morning, I woke up being asked to do some work, and then I basically worked hard like the whole day. Until like 7, basically. Like a little bit of a break in between. I like had a quick nap and stuff like that, but I was very busy all day. So I'm rewarding myself. Yes. Elflion, since you're here, also hello. You would be a great person for me to ask this, because I just mentioned that... Sorry, when I cough again. This persistent COVID cough is gonna kill me. What I mentioned is, for the YouTube side, I am basically skipping the intro. I'm not gonna start the YouTube stream until I come out of ad break, is what I'm thinking. Because the music isn't playing on YouTube side, and you guys are not on ads, right? So for you guys, you're just incurring a 5-minute empty space at the start of the stream that does nothing for you, right? You can't do anything with that. And because YouTube has the like pre-stream chat that you can exist in, people can already show up there. The only thing is you don't get like the notification as soon, I guess. But this also means that there's no 5 minutes of dead air in the first 5 minutes of a live on YouTube, right? If someone goes back to watch. So I think it's probably better. But I would like your opinion, since you are my YouTube watcher. If you have thoughts on that, I would love to hear them. In the meantime, we will figure out what the heck is happening. You don't get ads, but the empty space of the start stream gives you a second to get your shit together when the notification hits. Okay. Yeah, you don't get ads because you're not on Twitch, right? So the way that Twitch works is, I'm going to turn this off, blast radius, for a second. The way that Twitch works is that the first minute is stream warms up. Everything connects, right? And then ads automatically play. Where's my... bracelet? Oh, it's behind me. Sorry, I feel weird without it on. I feel stuffy. I'm gonna get my bracelet on real quick. Get out of this stuffiness. Okay. I've gotten lost in my own shirt somehow. What's happening? How did this happen? Consistent moment. I will talk about Twitch and their streaming situation in a second, once I stop getting tangled in my own clothing. How did I do this? How did I achieve this? Ugh. Hair's everywhere. Hair's actually everywhere. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Gotta tie this back too. Okay, I can tie it back while I'm sitting here much closer. So, what was I saying? Twitch. For the first, basically, 1 minute, Twitch's like ad manager service connects to your stream. And so you can manually run a ad before that, but the automatic ad can't be queued for any sooner than 1 minute, right? You have to wait 1 minute. And then Twitch has this thing called pre-rolls, right? And what a pre-roll is it's a ad that when you load into a stream automatically plays. And I think pre-rolls are the worst. I don't like pre-rolls. I think as a viewer and as a streamer, if somebody's coming in and they like want to watch my stream, they just want to be like, oh my gosh, what's this guy doing, right? The thumbnail looks good for some reason, or something, right? Basically, you're not coming in from a raid, you're coming from something else. And then you get hit with 30 seconds of ads. That sounds awful, right? The way to avoid that is that every 60 minutes, you have to run 3 minutes of ads. That is a requirement. Okay. Any less, and you will get pre-rolls. Any more, and you get more ad revenue, I guess, right? All the way up to essentially commercial broadcasting levels of ads, where you can do 22.5 minutes of ads per 60 minutes, right? And that's like commercial broadcasting level, right? 10 minutes of stream content, 5 minutes of ads, 10 minutes of stream, like 22.5 minutes is a lot, but basically you're in cable TV land at that point. I don't think anyone does that, to be honest with you. Yeah, it is kind of rough. Pre-rolls are kind of rough. And so that's why I run 3 minutes of ads. Some people will run 90 seconds of ads, a minute and a half every 30 minutes. I run 3 minutes of ads every 60 minutes. And I take that 3 minutes, you guys see me do it, to go, okay, well, this is a great time to stretch, get some water, right? Look away from the computer for 3 minutes, right? Rest my eyes. And encourage other people to do those things, right? But no matter what, you have to just kind of deal with ads. There's no way to turn them off when you hit affiliate, which if it were up to me, I would run 0 ads on this channel. I will say that. If it were up to me, I would not run any ads. I would be happy to receive 0 ad revenue and run 0 ads. But that is not a choice. That is not a choice that I can make. So I have no problem if somebody wants to like run an ad blocker or whatever. But okay. So that's the vibe, right? And so the pre-rolls. And so basically I'm like, okay, if I have to run 3 minutes anyway, and the first minute is kind of dead air, I'll basically spend the first 5 minutes of stream getting ready, running those 3 minutes of ads, and playing a song, right? And on Twitch, you can hear that in live. You can't hear that in the VOD, but on this screen, right, you can see in the top left, that is the song that I'm usually playing. So if you want to look it up yourself, you can do that, right? Sometimes I drop a link directly, and I will probably do that right now because it's a fun song, so that my dear YouTube watchers can also enjoy that. But this is a link. So that's the vibe. That's the thought process. And I know that YouTube doesn't get ads, comparatively, right? So those minutes are totally dead air for YouTube. There's just kind of nothing I can do unless I'm playing my own not copyrighted music. And I don't have that. Well, actually, I do have that. I did make a song. We can go here. And I can play my song. Where is it? Here's my song. But it's not very good. I hope you guys can hear that. I can't hear that. I probably fucked up the mixing, the monitoring. It is apparently playing. I cannot hear it, but it seems like it's playing. Oh, you do look the songs up. Great, fantastic. But yes, we'll stop playing this. That's enough for this. And we'll go back here. Oh, here. Oh, it's broken. It's broken. It's broken. Here we go. We'll go here. And Voidfish does as well. What? Can we? Twitch. Did you? OBS. Please. You're killing me. Okay. I've noticed that there's an issue now with the stinger, where if I go to another thing too quickly, it doesn't work. Right? It just like it's like starts hanging, and the scenes don't load properly, which is fun. Okay, your question. If you logged into Twitch with that ad block on a second browser or something, would that help me in some way? Yes, it would. It would make my view count look higher. And that is the kind of... There's this concept of momentum, right? And authenticity is the wrong word. Reputation, trust, right? And the concept is this. Imagine you have, in my case, and I'll be open about this right now. Right now I have 3 viewers, okay? I have 3 viewers. One of them is me. Everybody always has at least one viewer, and it is themselves. Before I had this live 2D, I would log on my phone and watch my own stream, and that would count as 2 viewers for some reason. And I have another viewer. I know who you are. Thank you. Hello. I know you. But that's just because I went looking, right, to see how many people were there. Appreciate everyone who lurks, of course. When you have more people on a stream, there is a psychological component of trust. Oh, this person has 100 viewers. They're probably good. They're probably bad. They're not bad. They're probably trusted, right? They're able to keep a few viewers. They have more people watching them than just their mom, right? Or themselves, or like one friend. And so it helps from that psychological perspective. But there's one more thing that comes up. And so I will actually go, let's go to a category and I'll show you guys this. I'll show you this. So let's load up Chrome. Go to incognito. We've completely filched, by the way, on blast radius, but that's not happening anymore, basically. Okay. Vulture open browser. Thank you. So let me teach you the secret technique, all right? Move myself over. I don't normally use light mode, by the way. But I'm on, what's it called? Incognito mode. So it's light mode. So here's the psychological perspective, right? Look at this thing. Look at this page. I have nothing against this person, but I am the top streamer right now for Styx Master of Shadows. So if somebody comes to this stream, comes to this category and goes, oh my gosh, I would love to watch Styx Master of Shadows. Who is streaming that right now? They're going to look in the first area, and they might click me. Let's find a game that's more popular. How about Minecraft? This is a very common one, right? Let's look at Minecraft. Why is this 100 viewer person at the front? Why? Interesting. Normally, oh, sort by recommended for me. Normally, it's high to low. Okay, this is pretty typical. I don't know how it's recommended for me when I am on incognito mode and I have no history or cookies. But you're doing your part. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I do. Also, hello. You can actually now participate with all the fun little stupid little reward things now, if you want. But okay, I'm getting sidetracked. Let's say you want to watch Minecraft, okay? So you go to the Minecraft category, and Minecraft is obviously beloved. You go, okay, I want to watch Minecraft. How far are you looking? The first row? The second row? Are you looking, remember, it loads in like this, okay? We're gonna just proceed for a second. This is what it looks like, okay? You see 2 rows by default. Are you scrolling to row 3? Most people aren't. Maybe they are, but most people aren't. So the trick, if you want people to come into your stream, is to be in the first 2 rows. So let's talk about a different game. Paladins. Okay? Paladins is a game with only 13 people streaming it. So let's say I go, oh my gosh, I got 4 viewers. I'm gonna go play Paladins right now. Where am I in the Paladins category? Here. I'm here. I'm at the front or the second person on row 2. So anybody who's going, oh, paladins, yay, they find me, right? I'm here. Now for VTubers, of course, it's a little different, right? But you play paladins for a while and you're like, oh my gosh, I got my MOBA crew, and now I pick a better game. No, sorry. I don't mean a better game. I do not mean a better game. I mean a more popular game. And let's change to just chatting because I'm having a conversation. Right, we're discussing Twitch meta. Okay. This is a technique you can use. I don't use this technique, but this is a technique you can use. This is a technique a lot of people have used to gain viewers. Smite 2 is out apparently. Okay. So remember, the highest person in that previous game was 18 viewers. 18 viewers is here. Second row. So let's say you become the most popular Paladins player. And then you go take those viewers who like Paladins and you move over to Smite. You can do the same thing with, if that's not your thing, let's talk about Dark Souls. Okay? Sorry, Dark Souls Remastered. Because that's what people watch now. Again, I take my 4 viewers. I'm not in these rows. I'm somewhere in row 4. Because Dark Souls is a popular game. So let's say I don't do that. Let's say I play something a little less popular. 9 Souls instead. Okay? My 4 viewers puts me right here. And I attract people who like Souls-likes and high skill games. And then I go move over to Dark Souls with my new viewers, right, who are like into that thing. So having lurkers is good. And in my opinion, okay, putting aside the psychological perspective, putting aside the like this growth mindset of this is a technique you can use, by the way, to grow, right? Because remember, I'm not telling you, oh, you have to play the popular game and you have to use this methodology. You should play Paladins right now. I'm saying, what game do you like? Do you like Metroidvanias? For me, that was Ender Lilies, right? Although Ender Lilies and Ender Magnolia are like definitely more niche, but you collect the Metroidvania players, right? The viewers who are like, I like Metroidvanias. And then you take them to the next Metroidvania that's a bit more popular. So you take your Metroidvania players from Ender Magnolia, Bloom and Mist, or Ender Lilies, and you take them to 9 Souls, and you get a few more there, and then you take them to Dark Souls, and then you take them to Dark Souls 2, and then you take them to Elden Ring, and then you build, right? You build a momentum. By essentially ascending through popular games and playing the games you want to play. In my case, I want to play Ender Magnolia, Bloom in the Mist. Fantastic game, by the way. I loved this game. Loved this game. So good. So sad they're not making a sequel. I am blue. Hi, Coco. So sad they're not making a sequel. They want to do now, I think I heard in an interview, they want to do a 2.5D 3D game or something. But they're like putting the Metroidvania stuff down, which will be interesting. I'm curious to see what comes out of that studio, because Binary Haze has been like just knocked it out of the park 2 times in a row. Really good. But yes, you can use this basic strategy to grow. And so having viewers establishes trust, right? And it puts you higher up in the discoverability in categories. The other thing is that you can see this live channel section, right? If you're higher up, if you have more numbers here, people might be more going to click on you. Because then they'll see Glitch, right? Dark Souls, 8 viewers. And they're more likely to click that than Glitch, Dark Souls, 3 viewers. Right? Because there's Twitch and YouTube have that like chatting mentality, right? It's a live stream. You want to interact with the person, but you also want to interact with the community and the chat. Viewers help do that. You better be drinking a lot of honey for your throat. Nope. No. Water and Gatorade. Honey won't help me much. I don't have any. I'm tired. I don't want to. So I'm not going to listen to your advice. Perish. Anyway. I'm choosing to pretend I didn't hear you and ignore your advice. Yeah. That's the like value, right? That's the value proposition. And it is the same value proposition on YouTube, right? If I go to okay, YouTube Styx Master of Shadows live stream, right? Or okay, let me actually be on YouTube. Hello, it's YouTube. Styx Master of Shadows live. It's me. It's me, right? It's me. Does it say the number of viewers? Interesting. Normally, I've seen it tell the number of viewers. It does sometimes say CCV. Is it because I have 0? It's because I have 1, yeah, that's right. Okay. But like it can show up automatically in the sidebar. Let's play something else. Minecraft. Okay. Here you go. See, it says 436, 13, 149. You're gonna get the same vibe. You're gonna get the same vibe. Of course, these people have thumbnails that are better than mine. Right? Thumbnails that are much better than whatever the fuck bullshit this is. But that is the gist of the idea, right? Using the number of mobile, it's claiming 2 viewers for you. Yippee! Yippee! I don't know why it says 1 for me, but shrug, I guess. I'm not super sure. Point being, you're gonna lay in bed and rock. But good luck with the stream. Okay, take care of yourself, Coco. It's good seeing you. Thanks for dropping by. Point being, higher CCV gets the ball rolling. Okay. Of course, you have to be entertaining on your own merits, right? But it's the same thing as face value, right? If you have, and it's the same reason, for example, that I have a thumbnail, right? When you have a good thumbnail, right, as compared to like, imagine you just saw this, okay? This does not look like Styx Master of Shadows. You see this? This does not look like that. This looks like Styx Master of Shadows. So if you go for a stream and you see this, you might be more likely to click. That's what thumbnails are for, okay? That's what a good title is for. This is a bad title, by the way. So what a good title is for. So what a good thumbnail is for. When you go look at, we'll go back to Twitch, right? How you look in the little thumbnail thing matters, right? Like, oh, if I think this model looks pretty, I might go watch it if I'm a VTuber, right? I would watch this person for their no training for generative AI tag, by the way. Like, depending on just the vibe. So all these things factor in. All these things factor in. On a further level, we can talk about things like CCV for partner status, right, on YouTube, or watch hours on, partner status on Twitch, or watch hours on YouTube, monetization, sponsorship money, depending on your CCV, all of those things. But that's like a larger conversation. It's nice to have viewers, right? And if you, long story short, if you have viewers, more people are like, okay, this person has viewers. Maybe I can also be a viewer because they're decent, right? Shrug. I've talked in circles at this point, but that's kind of how it goes, right? I also think, by the way, it was really smart, very smart of this Twitch to do this like +2 thing. Because I just kind of scroll over, right? And I'm like, I automatically know Iron Mouse is doing a collab. And if my thing is like, I love watching people do collabs, right? I just mouse over this and immediately be like, with Buff Up, with Shia Bun, oh my god, I love those people. Let's go watch, right? Peak. It was a good decision. It was a very good decision, right? Even though I think what this is basically telling me is that Buff Pup is not streaming right now, it is really good to add this, right? Because it tells people kind of automatically without them looking at your stream title, who are you playing with? Okay. It's obviously a bit more complicated than all that, but that's the gist of it, right? That's the gist of it. Momentum, trust, psychology, something, 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 right? All these things. But as always, and I say this sometimes, and I will reiterate it because I really want to make this clear, because I advocate for health and better choices, right? And I can't advocate for health and better choices and be like, but by the way, you should bed rot and stare at me all night and ruin your sleep. I'm grateful for the people here, but please remember that this is never an obligation. I will never be upset that you do not make it to a stream. I will never be angry. Okay? I will never be bitter that you left. Right? Not you specifically. I might be like, oh my god, I was so bad. I didn't stream for 6 months and I lost all my viewership. Right? But that's on me. That's me being bitter at me. That's not me being bitter at other people. I want people to think of themselves and prioritize themselves first. And it's a big reason why, although I know my 3-minute ad break is losing me viewers, I'll be blunt, it's losing me viewers, I do it anyway. Okay? I could play through the ad break. And in fact, if you watch a lot of big streamers, this idea of an ad break doesn't exist. They say, I don't run ads. Because they either run pre-rolls, right? Or they'll run their 3 minutes, but they'll just run right through their 3 minutes. Or they'll run ads at a convenient time and they just won't care. Since my Dishonored playing days, like 2 years ago, I've been pretty clear. I don't want to do a 24-hour stream. I don't want people to like be there for 24 hours either, right? That's crazy. And I don't want to encourage like especially unhealthy habits, you know? Because how can I sit here and go, I'm Glitch, I'd like to release a video on personal finance and what a progressive tax is. I'd like to encourage you to be a better thinker and a more conscious individual and think on your own and make good choices for yourself. But also, you should ruin your sleep schedule and stay up. Right? Like, that's insane. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Yeah. Anyway, I also believe lurkers are kind of the backbone of Twitch, right? It's encouraging. And in some sense, I'm a little used to a quieter chat, right? Anybody who's here can clearly see, right? Like, what does my chat normally look like? Even after I get a raid. And again, I'm not bitter. I want to be really clear. I'm grateful for the raids. I'm happy about it. Not bitter, but just being honest, right? I can get a raid. And people will chat for a little bit, but it dies down pretty quickly. And I can see that I've retained like 8 or 9 viewers, for example, who might have just left me up on a second monitor, because a lot of people do that, right? Or on a phone, or like, I used to do this, my ex would like play a stream on her TV while she was cooking, right? She would do that. The chat does not move, right? The chat does not move. For some people, that's really uncomfortable. And I have seen streams, and I want to be really, really clear here, disclaimer, I'm not saying this is viewbotting. I think some people say this is evidence of viewbotting. I think there are just different types of chats out there in different communities. But I've seen a stream with like 900 people in it, and the chat is like 5 guys, right? If the streamer goes, hey, where's everybody, right? Like, all the little squirrels come out of the peanut gallery to be like, hi, 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 and posting emotes, right? But it's mostly quiet. It's mostly quiet. That's okay. The guys, at the end of the day, the guy still has 900 viewers, right? And I would be unbelievably shocked if that person was v-botting. There's no way. Like there's no reality in which that's the truth, to be honest. I cannot imagine that. So different people have different types of chats. There are some chats that are really active, right, with like 10 to 15 people. There are some chats that are less active. And one of the truths about, and we're just talking now, I'm just talking about stuff. One of the truths about your viewership, especially if you stream for a long time or at different hours, is that you'll get different crowds. You'll get a morning crowd and like an afternoon crowd, an evening crowd, especially if you do 8-hour streams. But you'll also get, like, of 500 people, we can close this now, by the way. Vulture, close browser. Vulture, close browser. Thank you. Of your 500 viewers, right? You will not have that same 500 in a year. Even if you have kept to 500 viewers, because there's always churn. There are people who phase out of the community, of your community, because they said, well, that was nice and all, but I found my new Oshi, Grimmy. Grimmy's great, by the way. You guys should watch Grimmy. Grimmy, right? And I like it better there, right? Which is totally fine, right? Of course, totally fine. There is always just that, like, oh, I'm kind of like done with Glitch's content for now. I was just doing something else, right? Or this person appeals to me more, or whatever. Okay, that'll happen. You also get people who are like, well, that was fun, but I'm not in college anymore. I have a job at 8 in the morning. So unfortunately, I can't stay up to watch these things anymore, right? I'm going to go. And they phase out. You have people who just get older, right? And they're like, well, I don't really want to watch Twitch anymore, right? You always have churn. Churn is inevitable. Okay, churn is kind of inevitable. And finding ways to combat churn is like part of what we call engagement and being an engaging person. So once you get past that front face of pretty thumbnail, pretty like image, right? A lot of viewers, a nice title, things that draw the viewer in, right? And then you keep them there for the first minute while they go, oh my god, Glitch's model is so pretty, right? It's so good. I love it. It's so pretty. You get some amount of face value that people will stick around. And sometimes people play that up as like huge pecs or huge boobs on VTuber avatars, or they're looking a certain way or dressing a certain way, right? They're trying to appeal. They're trying to appeal. That's just life, okay? I'm not judging. But I'm just being, like, I'm being genuine, right? The word appeal is in sex appeal. That's just facts, okay? And yeah, as to Alpha Lion's point, you stop being able to watch someone live who you really liked because your work schedule changed. That happens, right? That happens. Or, for example, with me, I switched from playing games like Dishonored and Dark Souls to playing Divinity Original Sin 2 for like 6 months. Okay? That's a much slower CRPG compared to a Souls-like or an action-adventure game. So some parts of my audience will phase out because they'll go, I don't know, man, I wasn't really here for that, right? I want to see you play Factorio. I want to see you play Satisfactory. I want to see you play like something a bit more active. Okay? At the same time, you'll have people phase in because new people turn 18 every day and join, right? Show up. Shrug. That's life. That's life. That's just the entertainment meta, right? And the same thing happens with any sort of media. I was trying to keep up with, for example, I have not finished Absolute Martian Manhunter. By the way, Absolute Martian Manhunter has some of the prettiest art I've seen in a comic in a long, long time. But yes, I got busy with interviews and job stuff, and I just didn't keep up with Absolute Martian Manhunter, even though I thought it was really good. Right? I would love to go back and finish it. I just haven't had the time, right? And I don't have access to it. But that's how it goes, right? with manga, with anime, with anything, with webtoons, once you drop your habit, it's harder to get back into it, which is a big reason why people recommend schedules for streamers, right? It's about that habit building. You recommend like always around the same time or pretty consistently, like I will go live at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Tuesday and Wednesday, and then 1 p.m. on Saturday for the EU bros, right? Something like that. That is habit building, okay? The same way that if you're a content creator, I'll release a video Monday at noon, right? Every Monday. And you basically build a habit where some person on like their lunch break just watches your video on their lunch break. That becomes their habit. Which is why my roughshod, sloppy schedule is terrible, right, for growth. But I decided I just don't give a fuck anymore. Okay, because the choices were either don't stream or stream badly. And since my objective is not necessarily growth, right, although I'm very conscious of all these ideas and concepts, I just stream whenever I want, right? 2-hour streams, short. We have now spent 45 minutes talking about the Twitch meta and YouTube and how all that works. But I hope that that's some context and some idea of like what are people thinking? What is the psychology of entertainment, right? What are people deciding? How do they make these kinds of choices? Blah, 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 right? All of this stuff. Okay, now we know. Let me put myself back in the center. I'm sure everyone has experienced that, right? And in the same way, sometimes you just stumble into somebody, right? Out of nowhere. Alflion, I think you said, I think it was you. That was just like randomly out of nowhere. You just ended up on my Alice Madness Return stream. No idea how. So, it's interesting. And I've seen some weird spikes. I think there might be botting on YouTube. I would not be surprised if there was. Where when I played that is so weird. Sorry. It's so weird to see you because I got on this side. On this side, I look this way, right? My Twitch chat is there. And then on this side, I have my combined chat. So when I see something from you coming on this side, I'm like, wait, hold on. It's supposed to be on this side. He said, yeah, it was completely random. For the record, you did say because you thought my model was pretty. Oh my gosh. I get suspicious when people say stuff like that because this next question right after that is usually like, wow, your model's so great. Would you be interested in GFX, VFX commissions, soft sell marketing opportunity? And I would be like, come on, can you knock that off? Oh my god, I get a little nervous. I've gotten distracted again. I'm distracted. Oh yes, something randomness. Sometimes these things just kind of happen. Yeah. I forgot what else. I have no idea. Let's just play Styx. Let's play Styx. My brain kind of hops around a little bit. Anyway, long story short, I think I probably will keep the... Oh, right, this is the final thought. Part of why I'm multi-streaming on YouTube is because it essentially just collects all my streams as lives, so I don't need to export them later from Twitch and keep them. They're just there. So I get the double win of VODs are automatically saved, right? Because they're not saved on Twitch, by the way. There's like a 2-month limit or something. And after 2 months, the VOD goes away. So having dual streaming solves that problem for me. That the VODs are automatically saved on YouTube. They're not saved on physical media, so if YouTube decides to ban my account, I'm doomed and it's all over. Crap. But until then, we have this solution. And then the other benefit is, of course, dual streaming is a great way to see more people and get more noticed. But there is some intersection of people who are like, well, I would watch you on YouTube / I would watch you on Twitch. I would watch you on either, but I'm watching you on X thing, so I'm not going to watch you on Y thing. And you get a little bit of the viewership split. But if I'm being totally honest, it's kind of like the argument against piracy, where it's like, you wouldn't have gotten those viewers anyway, though, right? I can't go, oh my gosh, I have 3 viewers on Twitch and 2 viewers on YouTube, right? I should have 5 viewers on Twitch. No, I shouldn't. That's not how that works. That's not how that works at all, right? There's no guarantee that those 2 YouTube viewers would go to Twitch. There's zero guarantee of that. Okay? If it happens, great, right? If you have someone who's willing to be on both streams at once, great. But that's not likely to happen. So, yeah. All right, let's play Styx. Play Styx. Styx Master of Shadows. Not Blades of Greed, Master of Shadows. Also, wow, Blades of Greed. Blades of Greed, the new game, has such low viewership. Such low viewership. Not viewership, it has a followship, right? It only has like 300 people, and it's the newest game. I think it's because people really don't like it. They think it's not a very good Styx game. It might be okay as a stealth game, but it's like not a good Styx game apparently. Elfline is saying, yeah, I would never have seen you on Twitch because you hadn't logged in for 5 years or something. Yes, and also because the algorithm on Twitch to suggest people is bad, right? It's like, it's not like 1 out of 10, but Twitch staff have actively suggested and recommended, hey, if you want more people to come to your Twitch stream, a great way to do that is to post clips on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and other social media with better algorithms than ours, right? And then redirect them back to Twitch. So, expecting people to just find you on Twitch naturally works for some people. I've seen it work for some people, right? But I think those people are on the luckier side, right? And of course, they have surely some characteristic or something, some entertainment prospect or value that is keeping people showing up. Or they just have a really pretty model, and people are like, oh my god, hot voice, boobs, that's crazy. That's awesome. You know? Or, and this happens, right? You'll get people who have, I'm not gonna talk about former corporate, right? Past life something, but they're basically transitioning into streaming, which is honestly a good way to make it happen, to have like a viewership is go, I'm very active in this community, right? I'll use Pathfinder as an example. My name is Pathfinder guy, right? And I'm pretty active on the Pathfinder subreddit, and all I'll do is I'll talk about Pathfinder, and sometimes I put up videos on YouTube about Pathfinder, right? And people like them, and I comment, and we're like, I'm an active member of the community. And then once I've done that for like a year, right? And when I make a post, people on Reddit are like generally positive because the community generally views you as positive at that point. They're like, this guy is not a shill. That's great. Then you go, and now I'm going to start streaming, right? Great example of this, Disguised Toast. Hearthstone, right? That guy did it to great effect. Other examples of this is if you're a voice actor, right? Or you are a YouTuber of some renown, you like post ASMRs or something, and then you transition from that to streaming, you're bringing your people along, right? They're like, oh great, I would love to see you in live, so on and so forth. F-Line, I said a lot of things, I talk kind of fast. What were you saying that's actually so sad to? So we'll finally get to Styx now. We'll launch the game, and we can stop listening to narcissists. Vulture, move us to main, please.
Moving to main scene.
I also realized I've not done like the higher voice in so long, but I'm going to blame that on the fact that 1, I have not been streaming, and 2, this stupid persistent cough will not go away. Apparently it can last as long as 3 months, which I'm not looking forward to. To Twitch implicitly acknowledging their algorithm is bad. I mean, it's also okay. So it's complicated. It's complicated. Let's talk about that for a bit, shall we? Not having an algorithm that's especially good or bad leads to a different culture. Good example of this is Tumblr. Tumblr doesn't really have an algorithm. They have a like suggested for you segment that you can go to, but it's not their main page. Their main page is only people you followed. At least when I was back there in like 2016, 2017. I assume it hasn't changed that much. That means that the networking and the posts that you get are pretty like based on what you want to see. And I don't know what Blue Sky's algorithm is. I thought you had to like network and see certain people, but if I go, I actually have nothing on my feed, literally nothing, because I don't follow anybody. So yes, that's right. Okay. So it leads to a different outcome, right? And part of why that might be, or why they've kind of kept it that way, is Tumblr's still exactly the same, thank God. Yeah. For better, for worse, right? For better, for worse. But it's different than, I mean, because some of these algorithms, they prioritize engagement, whether that is positive or negative engagement. Making you mad keeps you on the website longer, and so that's good. Let's push content you don't like. Let's piss you off, right? Let's whatever, right? Or just keeping you on the site longer, even with things that you enjoy and like. Who knows? I'm actually gonna tab out because this game actually I realized is pretty loud in the menus, so we're gonna tab out for a second and keep talking. The other thing is Twitch doesn't keep VODs forever, right? And this is a good thing. This is a good thing for their economic bottom line. I've talked about this in relation to Discord. Discord perpetually hosting your content forever doesn't make financial sense. It's why I assume they dropped their upload limit to 10. When they brought it back to 20, I went, that doesn't make sense. Why would you do that? Where did you find the money to make this happen? Because you're holding on to content indefinitely, and storage is costly. I won't say expensive, but let me phrase that as it has a cost. Storage has a cost. So, whatever, let's say it costs you $1,000 to store all of content from year 1, okay? You go to year 2, and your users increase. So now, let's say that it costs $2,000 to hold year 2's content. Your cost is not $2,000. It is $2,000 for year 2 and $1,000 for year 1. Because you have to keep the content permanently. All right. Now, Twitch is backed by Amazon, right? Which has some of the best logistics in the world. and AWS and all that good stuff. It has CDNs. It is a technological and IT powerhouse without question. So they have some great resources for that, but they're still a cost. They're still a cost. Therefore, with Twitch's model, right, the amount of evergreen content you're allowed to have isn't that much. It doesn't have evergreen content. You're allowed to have, how many hours of highlights am I allowed to have, actually? Let me see. If I go to Video Producer, they changed this recently, by the way. I say recently, not that recently. Maybe like 6 months ago or a year ago. I'm allowed 100 hours total of highlights and uploads. When the ad break is here, I'm gonna keep talking. I'm allowed 100 hours total of highlights and uploads, and highlights and uploads basically stay forever. Okay, so that is quote unquote the evergreen content. There are comparatively, right? YouTube has that evergreen content forever, and it actually has a recommendation thing. So when you go watch my YouTube video on gender, right, you'll be recommended another video, possibly, or I can recommend you a video with the cards thing and all that stuff, and the suggestions, and subscribe for more. You're getting a creationist museum ad. What? Why? That's really weird, because it was my understanding that the ads you're served depend somewhat on the tags that I've put on the stream. And tags like vtuber or LGBTQ tend to change the sponsors a bit. That's quite odd. That's quite odd. But yes, right. So there's the VOD retention suggestions algorithm thing to kind of play against, and so the evergreen content goes on YouTube, right, or on TikTok, or on Instagram, or whatever, because you can get recommended more stuff, and that stuff just kind of exists. It was the Ark encounter, if I'm familiar. I mean, I'm familiar with Noah's Ark as a concept, but yeah, I would imagine that that's incompatible. I know that if I put ASMR on my tag, I think I would get very different ads, and that I mean like reduced ads, because I think, based on some testing that was done by some people, just kind of word of mouth testing, the tags that you put down do affect this, the ads that are served to the user, right? Very strange that it's a creationist ad. Very, very odd. Very odd. God. Although I found, and this is one of those things, right? This is one of those things that just is a thing. I find that, and this is not universally true, but I find that when you get to know an individual person, they tend to be a lot less of a hard ass about the things that they claim to disagree with, right? We're getting political, I guess. We're getting political, but I guess I'm not afraid to get political for a little bit here. This is not so much leopards ate my face, but it's a little bit of vote for deportation of illegal immigrants. But I didn't mean my beloved community member, Sandy, right? Who came here, like, and has lived in my community for 15 years. I love Sandy. What do you mean she's getting deported? That's awful. That's not what I meant. these people clearly don't connect these two concepts, the general idea and the specific idea. And I found the same thing sometimes happens with LGBTQ, right? Is a person can look at me and go, yeah, I mean, like, I'm fine with glitch, right? But they'll go, but I find the, like, constant trans conversations or queer conversations, like, a little exhausting, and, you know, like, why do we need Pride Month? And I'm like, But, and I've made a video about this that I haven't yet posted, it is, I won't say it's anybody's responsibility. I think we have a collective responsibility to do so, but I wouldn't say it's any one person's responsibility. But when you engage with somebody and they have some level of trust in you, they're less likely to put up their walls and go, no, what you're saying is wrong, I don't agree, and I can just never agree with whatever you're saying, right? And yeah, I don't know. It's also, hold on. Ooh. What is that? What are those? Ooh. I'll get to what I just found in a second. The same way that when I talk to somebody and I disagree with them, but they make a good point, and I go, oh my gosh, actually, maybe they were right because I trust them, right? And I go, this person is not trying to hurt me, right? So why would they say that? And I get my opinions challenged, and I come out of it with a better opinion or a more nuanced opinion. I'm like, okay, all right, sure, that makes sense. Or I don't agree, but whatever, my opinion was challenged, and I came out of that like not just putting my walls up, having a thought about it, right? Having a conscious thought about it. That requires trust. If you are not able to form trust with people, if you are not able to have community with people, there is no way to teach people differently, right? You will get that guy who is told you should just know this already, right? You should just already understand magically wrong and right, and understand nuance perfectly, even though there's been no example of how to have that conversation, right? It's not like exactly the same thing, but it's just a like if you want your son to end up with sensitivity, right? Maybe you should set some examples. For example, right? As opposed to just going, you're doing it wrong, you should just understand it already. When you do that, and when you go, son, like, statistically, most men, like, most women experience so-and-so crime, and men are blah, 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 blah on average, right? These are statistics. So you should just not do that, right? They're probably going to understand it, but they're also probably going to, like, struggle to tackle this feeling, this conception that, oh, am I bad intrinsically? Parsing that is also part of the teaching and human experience, right? Yes. Yes. I think it's perfectly reasonable to go and think about, like, how can we, I'm trying to be nice about how I say this. How can we approach misogyny and the patriarchy and feminism without turning it into misandry? Does that make sense? Right? Because let's like, I'll take a guy as an example. I'll take me as an example, right? I'm me, circa like age 20 or something, and I've got 3 friend groups: a friend group on Tumblr, a friend group in person, and a friend group online from like different era, right? Those are my 3 friend groups. One of those 3 friend groups on Tumblr is very vocally anti-men. That was a weird time in my life, right? Because I had to constantly tell myself, these people don't hate me. It's not me. It's not me. It's not me. They're not talking about me, right? But your words have consequences. Your actions have consequences. When you talk shit in a public space, people can hear you. And coming out of the other end of that, I don't think I came out of the other end of that unscathed, coming out of the other end of that without an internalized sense of guilt is difficult. It's difficult. Right? I'm not saying like coddle, right? But there maybe should be some consciousness about the way that we blame or don't blame, right? Assign, blame. And I'll do a bit more of a serious example, and I think that then we'll move on. But here's my more serious example. When you perpetrate beliefs that are like, not all men, but statistically men, are like XYZ, right? Statistically, 2 out of 3 women have experienced some sort of sexual harassment in their life, right? And something, most of it from men, right? Blah, blah, blah. Like, you say this stuff. There will come a time when you have a man, or someone who presents male, who goes, well, I have experienced harm from whomever. And I'm going to tell this story, I'm going to tell it about my friend, okay? I have experienced this harm. I'm going to go to a support group about this issue. You walk in, and there is this consciousness of, oh crap, I look like the offender that everybody else is scared of, because there's 9 women here, and all of them have experienced violence from men. I'm the only guy. Can I sit here? And there's this awkward silence and cringe and this just like room-wide oh shit, where you look at the coordinator and the coordinator looks at you, and you have this disjointing sensation of, I should be allowed to be here, but I'm not. Or, I should be allowed to be here, but my presence is making everybody uncomfortable. I think I need to leave. Right? Because if you're a compassionate and sensitive guy, you are thinking probably in your head, how do I minimize harm? How do I not be one of those guys? How do I be a decent human being, right? And then that guilt is in you. It's more complicated than that, I'm sure, right? But I've heard stories from people, especially in the queer community. Tell your friend I'm sorry that happened. I will. I have heard stories from people who have essentially, and this is I keep saying this will be my last thing, and I say one more thing. But this will be my last thing, maybe. Actually, maybe. And a little bit of this is being terminally online and having those terminally online attitudes kind of rot into your brain a little bit. And a part of this is like a lot of people in real life are not like this, for sure. And I'm going to say that. A lot of people in the meat space are not like this. Some people are. I have heard stories from people who go, well, the meetup was for women and non-binary people, right? And I went, But unfortunately, I am a male presenting non-binary person. Story, right, about somebody else. Oops. Oopsie. Am I welcome here? Nobody else looks like me. Or, and I've heard this one too, from the feminine presenting, and I'm using these words carefully because I've grown to dislike assigned male at birth, assigned female at birth, more and more with each passing year. My opinion on that might adjust, but for now I'm just going to say feminine presenting non-binary person, right? Or androgynous non-binary person. And they show up and they see this, and what they are internalizing, what they are experiencing, a little bit of their formulation on this, in their words, is, wait a second. You don't see me as a non-binary person. You see me as woman light. Shit. And that feels bad too. That feels bad too, right? It is a rough situation because I don't think that being born a man makes you intrinsically bad. That would be ridiculous. But there are genuinely some people who hold that belief. The same way that there are genuinely some people who hold the belief that women are inferior somehow, which is stupid. And I'm unequivocally saying that, right? I don't think that's a crazy take. It's fucking stupid to go, men are natural predators or women are naturally inferior. That's stupid. But we can't go, oh, but it's woke, actually, right? It's like progressive to talk about men taking up space in the room. Something, 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 misandry, right? It's stupid the same way it's stupid to tell a trans man that they've never experienced bigotry, right? Like, come on. Let's be serious. Let's be serious, right? Let's be serious. Let's be real. Let's just like use our brains for 1 second here. The existence of being male presenting in a patriarchal system does not mean that you are unaffected. It's so simple. It's so simple. Everybody's harmed by the patriarchy, right? By toxic patriarchal standards. And there are plenty of sensitive men out there, and there are plenty of strong men out there, and there are plenty of like just totally decent guys out there. Totally decent. But the existence of privilege does not cleanse or cross out any other bigotry, something phobias that one might experience. Any of the isms, right? The fact that I present male at work does not cleanse out the racism that I experience. Easy, right? Easy. Simple. But that is a conversation about intersectionality, and that's too complicated a topic for a stream about being a goblin and killing people. So I'll wrap that up there. Right? But I have a lot of opinions. And a lot of them are basically we're failing our youth. And when you say things in a no. I have one. I promise this is the last thing. I have one last thing. No, I didn't want six. I did not want six. I wanted to bring up an image because I have one last thing. I have one last thing. Can I find it by just Googling random words? Where is it? Crap. This is so difficult. I'll just draw it. You guys will understand instantly when I draw it what I'm talking about, okay? If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. There's a guy. He's here. Okay. He says some stuff. Okay. About some other guy. Okay. But this guy has a nice shield, right? And then all of these reflect. If you've seen this meme, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Reflect on some other guy who's here, who's sad. This meme, right? Okay? Men are bad. Some random asshole. Literally my nephew. That's it. That's the vibe. Like, I genuinely had an argument with someone online, thank God. But I genuinely had an argument with someone where I was like, dude, my nephew doesn't understand the patriarchy. He's 2. He's not inherently bad. Like, what are you talking about? The idea that he's somehow intrinsically bad for being born male is stupid. And this person was like, no, there's something patriarchy, something like, I don't remember what the fuck they said, but I can find it because I was pissed the fuck off. What account did I post it on? Did I post my real account? Oh, I've been logged out of Reddit. That's probably for the best. Kind of turfy sounding. I mean, yeah. yeah. But it was basically like I went and I was trying to be nice. But there was some part of this that was also I remember, I don't know if a lot of people do this or we talk about this anymore, but there was an experiment. It was gosh, Google. No. I remember the wrong words. It's not that one. It's not the Milgram experiment. There was an experiment back in the 60s where young children were asked if they would prefer a Caucasian doll or a black doll, an African American doll. And this was a big thing at that time because it was a conversation about inherent propaganda and inherent biases and the fact that like African American children preferred the Caucasian doll because of their internal biases, right? Your words have power is what I mean. Okay? If we can acknowledge that, that propaganda and racism are real, we can also surely acknowledge, because again, race is an immutable characteristic, right? I cannot change my race. I am just from a place, right? My friend cannot change their race. They're from Europe. They're from Belgium. They're from so place. They're from China. They're from wherever, right? I am from a place. If we can acknowledge that, we can also acknowledge my friend can't really like they didn't choose to be born male. That's just an intrinsic quality that they have. Okay? And of course, we are going to sort of hand wave a little bit conversations about gender. Because obviously, if my nephew goes, actually, I prefer to be a girl, like, that's a different conversation, right? They didn't choose to be born a certain way and assigned a social role. Okay? Gender norms and all that stuff. They didn't choose that. So why are we going, oh, but you're intrinsically bad because the testosterone in you or something, right? It makes you evil or whatever the fuck. It's ridiculous, right? And it's not this guy. My nephew's young. He does not have these concepts. He doesn't understand. He's not responsible for this. He literally, when I had this conversation, when I had this argument, my nephew was like 1.5, right? Or 2. He does not understand anything besides poopy diaper and when's my next meal, and I love mom and dad. That's it. That was the limit of his understanding for a while. And that he likes monster trucks or something, right? He cannot be responsible for the patriarchy, right? For misogyny, right? For toxic masculine values that have degraded things and the manosphere and whatever else the fuck. He's not responsible for those things. But there was genuinely someone who was like, oh, and I said, like, so I think it'd be nice if we didn't assign demerit basically based on these intrinsic things. And the other person was like, oh, as if women don't experience that all the time. And I'm like, that's not my point. That's not my point. Yes, probably, right? Probably that's true, right? I don't disagree. But how does that change what I said? Oh man, you're in the pit. I'm in the pit but 2 feet deeper. So you're not, your pit existence doesn't matter. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? So stupid. That's it. That's my vibe. I hate saying things like I'm a men's rights activist because it implies some crazy bullshit that I'm not chill with, right? So there's some stuff there that I'm not chill with. But I am also unironically like, come on. When you leave a large population of men to basically go, hey man, you're a bad guy, intrinsically, how many of them are gonna go, shit, that makes me feel bad. Oh my god, it's the light. It's Andrew fucking Tate. And he says that I'm not bad. I just need 97 more bitches. And if I'm enough of an asshole, and I buy enough supplements, and I say enough hateful words, I can pretend like the person who said this to me is wrong, and that I'm not actually bad, and that everybody else is bad. And that'll make me feel better. Because I don't like feeling bad. Because I'm human. And I'm 12. So you be the manosphere. You be the, like, propaganda bullshit, right? That's what it is. Genuinely, that's what it is. That's where I'm at. And wrapping back around to my original point, I don't think it's any one person's responsibility to fix that. I don't think that it is the responsibility of just like womankind to fix that problem one guy at a time and just educate them one person at a time and put that burden on themselves. Not what I'm saying. But as a collective society, we can't be leaving people behind. Okay. Rant over. My only other thought here now, and this is what I went for, is I see that I have extra audio sources for Vulture, right, and some other stuff. And I hope that it wasn't just making double sounds for Vulture. When am I running for office and how do I fund the campaign? I will never run for office. I'll never run for office for 2 reasons. Reason 1, I'm genderqueer. Can you fucking imagine? Okay? And I have so much respect for people who have figured themselves out and they're out in public, right? But like part of the reason that I haven't made any big changes in my life is because I'm trying not to fucking upset my family. I'm trying to partition this off because some part of me, perhaps wrongly, goes, the way that I can show care and like the way that I can show love to my family is to just keep them out of it. That's it. It's a bit more complicated than that. But just like sometimes you just don't tell people, right? And becoming publicly blasted when you're not even sure and vulnerable sounds awful. It sounds terrible. I'd rather not do it. Point 2 is I don't have the patience. I would not be able to, sitting in the House of Representatives, not lean into my microphone and go, "You dumb fucking bitch." I wouldn't last one day. Wouldn't last one day. We should clip that, by the way. Click. But I wouldn't last. You know? I would not be able to watch my mouth. If somebody said something stupid, I'd be like, "Fuck you." And what can you do? I don't have the patience for that. I just don't. I don't have the patience for it. And I think point 3 is I like making pornography. I have a lot of things to hide. Okay? I like making fetish porn on the internet for likes and drawing beautiful women and beautiful men in various arrangements, getting it on, sometimes in kinky ways, and sometimes in very soft ways. And sometimes I like making sexy noises online. You can't be a politician if you're doing that. I'm just gonna be straight up. I'm gonna be straight up, right? Career death, career suicide, 100%. 100%, 100%, 100%. And it is the same reason why if I officially break into VA, I would have to make basically a separate account and go like, yes, that person, right? That is the real, you know? And keep it separate. Because as much as I might fantasize about, because I wanted to do acting when I was younger, right? As much as I might fantasize about that, life is full of compromises. And I can never basically be on the big screen if I'm choosing to do sex work. It will be very difficult. Very difficult. Okay? You can do the reverse. You can do the reverse. But in animation, it's a little different. There's some level of hush-hush. There's some level of understanding, right? And there's some level of just like basically separate personas, or just come on everyone, like do a little bit of wink wink and just don't make a big deal out of it. But for people to not make a big deal out of it, you can't be a political chud like me. Okay? I don't want to turn into a grifter. I'm really trying not to turn into a grifter. So if I turn into a grifter, you guys have to you have to get mad at me, okay? You have to come here into my stream and you have to point at me and go, "Glitch, you're being a fucking grifter chud, stop it." And I will take you seriously. I will try, okay? But when you are in any way controversial, people will do what they can to go back and find reasons to not like you. They're nefarious. They're kind of like obsessive. Early on, like 2 years ago in a Dishonored stream, I said piracy is good. Okay? If that comes out when I'm like lead cast for let's make up a manga. All right, let's make up an anime name. I keep coming up with real anime names and movies. Help, or real webtoons. Okay, The Dungeon of Our Dreams. I hope that that's not real. I just made that up. I hope that's not real. The Dungeon of Our Dreams. Please not real. It's not exactly. It's not exactly. There are some hits, but it's not exactly right. Okay, but when I become lead VA, right, for The Dungeon of Our Dreams, if someone decides they fucking hate me, okay, they can just cause a controversy. And the studio will likely go, damn, that's crazy. We can't afford this heat. It's not worth it. Just cast a different guy. Cast a different guy. That's what's going to happen. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen to people. For small things, for big things, the internet has a tendency to not understand nuance. Okay. And for some stupid reason, back on my rant, by the way, for some stupid reason, they think that being a sex pest, right, is the same as being a, like, if I say this word, will I get auto banned? A rapist. Right? And they also equate that, and they say that's also the same and worth canceling for being a shitty person, like being an asshole, being a bad friend. All of these are equivalent for some reason. Stupid. It's stupid. Now, if you fast forward a year, right, the bad friend charge and the literal criminal charge will diverge. And the number of people who go, man, it doesn't really matter, right? Like, you're crazy. Get over it, like that was a year ago. That will happen. I've seen it happen, right? The internet has not a really long memory. But they will equate, again, sex pest and actual criminal as the same. And I'm not saying being a sex pest is okay. That's not what I'm saying, right? But there's a big difference between these two things. Just like there's a big difference between, oh man, I got in trouble when I was 15, right? For, like, I don't know, making something up, stalking a girl, right? That's very different from, I got in trouble when I was 23 for getting a girl drunk and fucking her in her dorm room. And that's very different, again, from, and now I'm 25 and that was 2 years ago, or, and now I'm 38 and yeah, really, it was bad, no argument, hopefully changed in a different person. There is a conversation around, well, maybe you shouldn't be around children. Maybe you shouldn't be around people, right? Like, maybe you should have a job, blah, 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 right? But I'm kind of of the opinion that, like, look, job, something, right? It took me 4 years. Well, it took me longer than 4 years. It took me a lot longer than 4 years. But it takes people, generally, 4 years to go through college. Are we socially condemning someone and saying, well, man, you were charged by a court of law, you did your time in prison or whatever, right? You did whatever it is you had to do. Now you're back, but you shouldn't have a job. Is that a condemnation to poverty? Socially, is that what we're saying? And that's kind of where I'm like, that becomes a conversation about restorative justice versus retributive justice. I will openly say I am on the side of restorative justice, right? I believe in restorative justice. I believe in reformation, right? I don't believe that the goal of law should be strictly to dole out vengeance. Although I understand that closing remarks are often a time to review the situation, and in the harshness of the statement and the punishment itself, it offers a sense of justice to the victims. Again, it's nuanced, right? There's nuance. I know I'm talking about a really sensitive issue, but I'm just like, I really cannot put out enough. There is nuance. And the internet is not good at nuance. And I think the internet is becoming increasingly bad at nuance because I think literacy is going down. I think critical thinking and media literacy and this concept of analyzing intent and meaning and approaching things with a sense of goodwill as opposed to righteous indignation is going down. Second point, The Panopticon! Yippee! Uh, my willingness to... And this is in part because the Panopticon blows everything up, right? Stories are shared, blah, 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 all this stuff. But I have seen in my life, stories get shared very, very quickly of, oh, this guy fumbled his, like, pickup line, you know? Make fun of him. This guy is dancing alone. Make fun of him, right? This girl is having this issue. Make fun of her. Cyberbullying. We love cyberbullying. We love making fun of people. We love making fun of other people at their expense and feeling good about ourselves. Blah, 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 blah. And in a world where everybody has a camera in their pocket all the time in high definition and the ability to stream it live to Instagram or TikTok and immediately just like make that an issue, my willingness to approach strangers, even in a place like a bar, is drastically lowered. My willingness to be myself, my dorky, weird self, in public, is drastically reduced. Those are the issues. When will we play Styx, by the way? Okay. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna play the goblin game and kill some goblins. But this is also what I mean when I say like I'm pretty politically charged. Okay, I have some opinions. And I'm not really afraid of them. And I understand fundamentally that will make me an unpopular streamer. Of course, I understand that. I understand that will make me an unpopular streamer. I understand that politics is not for everybody. I understand also that when I say no politics on this channel, I am basically saying all the people who would listen to that and have a strong opinion, right? I don't want people who are here for a fight. But I also think that if I have... Oh, I gotta drink some water because I'm gonna cough. I also think if I have a platform, it would be remiss of me not to use it a little bit. At a time and place of my choosing. And since I'm not really popular, I can kind of say whatever I want. I can be pretty upfront. And we can have upfront conversations. And I think that authenticity, right, and that willingness to tank my audience, I guess, when I'm speaking my mind this way, is a mark of sincerity and authenticity. I already said on this authenticity, but saying it again. And that is the thing that separates me from being a grifter. Right? That's the thing that separates me from being a grifter, because I'm not doing it for clout. In fact, I think I'm losing people sometimes, right? I don't think I'll become popular or successful this way, but part of it as well is when I speak out and when I say these things, it is telling people who are watching me, yeah, you're okay, right? Not everybody has the bad opinion online. Not everybody has the like shitty opinion, blah, 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 blah. And somebody is willing to stand here and just say, yeah, this is okay. That consciousness begets awareness in the public mind. That's a fancy way of saying, specific example, I know a few trans folks who are like, I didn't know that was an option until I met a trans person. And I also didn't really have a strong consciousness of it until I met this really cool guy, my art mentor, who happened to be trans. Right? Haven't talked to him in a long time, but like, I consider that one of the great fortunes in my life, right? Because it really helped me be not a bigot, right? Open myself up to be not a bigot, to be not a stupid asshole. F-Line saying it's good and your breath of fair air and the nuanced art hellscape is good to hear out of somebody else. I'm glad you think that, because I feel and I worry that a lot of people find me kind of annoying and preachy, especially because I have spent like an hour and a half just going off on this topic. And it's not especially a fantastic topic either. It's not a happy topic, but I'm also allowed to be wrong. I think that big point is, and I'm going to say this with an asterisk. Disclaimer, asterisk. I know what I'm saying, and I know what I'm saying is bad, okay? So bear with me. I have internalized bigotry because I am not immune to propaganda. Okay? Do I, a person who presented as male and said, yeah, my gender is male for like 20 plus years of my life, sometimes have that guilt of like, uh-oh, I'm a bad guy, right? Uh-oh, I better cross the street if I'm gonna approach a woman because I better not scare her in the middle of the night. I gotta be conscious of these things, right? Does that sometimes become like serious guilt in my brain? Do I sometimes think about gender and go be much nicer to other people than I am to myself? Yes. Yes. Is that the internalized misogyny speaking? Yes. Is that the internalized transphobia speaking? Yes. I am not a perfect person. I am still learning, right? It is going to be difficult. But one of the great blessings of my life is that I have people who challenge me. People I trust who challenge me. And thankfully, with their help and their grace and their willingness to engage with me, I have happily and gratefully been, in my opinion, become less ableist, less classist, less isms, less racism, less bigotry, less transphobia, less misogyny. Like, I think that through my good fortune of knowing those people that I know, I have become less of an asshole. Which is awesome, right? But that requires a certain acknowledgement that I am not a perfect person. And my bad point is, and I'll say this, and this is going to sound really harsh, because it is really harsh, right? It is my deep, dark, bad thought. I, for a really long time, and sometimes even still, considered myself a bad person that did good things. And I wasn't able to get out of that because I thought to myself, if you ever think of yourself as a good person, you will stop inspecting and watching yourself. You will assume that you are not capable of ill. You are not capable of bad. And thinking of yourself as a good person that does bad things wasn't exactly working. It's great for keeping an eye on yourself. It's really bad because you internalize this concept of, I'm a bad person. I need to be watched all the time or I'll cause a problem. Internalizing that you're a monster is bad for your self-image. That's a pretty simple one. And that's why I'm speaking from experience, right? Like, if you want to grow and do better, right? We gotta like think about, I'm in my 30s. I'm really worried for the 20-somethings and the 10-somethings, right? Who like they're gonna fucking kill themselves, man. It's awful. Or something bad is gonna happen. Because there are people who are gonna think like I think. And there are people who are gonna get into the manosphere, and there are people who are gonna just be like, oh, okay, we have beat that horse to death. It's been like an hour and 50 minutes. Let's just fucking play some Styx, okay? Let's play some game. I'm gonna stop talking about this, and we're gonna play some game. Last time on Styx, we rescued Kerberos. We brought him to the hideout, and there's the hideout, right? We just passed through here. Here we are. Oh, that's how you get up. 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 Okay, sorry, I got distracted. And now Styx is like, hey man, how's it going? I'm inside your head. And if you want to stop being a clone, we can arrange for that. If you just bring me Kerberos and come to the bad place or something.
Better avoid any contact with them.
Wait, why do we skip the cutscene? Wait. Give me the cutscene. What do you mean? Show me the spooky cutscene. We need the cutscene. Basically, yeah, we got Kerberos out of there. And Styx spoke into our brain. And there were consequences of that. Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Or is that just a light? That's just a light. Sand. 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 Yeah, here's Kerberos. We just saved him. Here's a recap, right? Those bastards drew the guards to the hideout, talking out their vermin. I set off to look for Kerberos. I got Kerberos. And I will never be controlled again. Something, right? That's the vibe. And now I want this Doomed animation to play. Because that's why I named the stream Doomed. Here we go. Show me Doom. Show me Doom. Here it is.
Doomed. Better avoid any contact with them.
And thus my point. The Doomed. I didn't get my little... I don't even remember if there was a little side card, but yeah, that's where we're at. That's where we're at. I don't know what else has happened. If there is anything else that has happened. Wait, can I just topside this? Does this help me in any way, or am I just being silly? I feel like I'm just being silly. Yeah, I am being silly. But yeah, Styx said, hey man, I'll help you. If you bring me Kerberos and take him to my laboratory, then I will make you a real boy. And we'll have to not deal with these problems anymore. And there we are. I didn't get a bit of information about the Doomed, which is bad, because now I don't know anything about them other than presumably bad touch, right? Is this the relic spot? 1, 2, 3? Oh, 1, 2, 3. It's on the opposite side, is it? So it is. So it is. Uh-oh. Okay, let me just see what happens. Can I... Oh. Okay. They explode. But it's not like a homing lock-on death laser beam thing, right? You can survive that. I was trying to figure out if you can throw a knife. So let's try that. Any reality in which I... Did I take damage from that? Or was I pre-damaged? Nope, I took damage from that. Alright. It must be here. And you take the little tangled root path somehow. Very mysterious. Very mysterious. Kind of scared, actually. Kind of really scared. They're not as bad as I think they are, but they're really scary. Nope. Misclick button. I pushed F3 and then 4 instead, but I want the 3 button, please. What is down there? I almost thought I had it. I think I might. Close, but not quite. We can try one thing. We can do the... Oh, there's an autosave? Why? Okay. I guess we'll never know. Unless I'm allowed to do this. Nope. 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 So I have no idea how you get back. I thought it would be. You're right, Offline. I absolutely thought it would be. I thought it would be an instant death situation, which is why I was trying to find out if there were ways to kill it. It looks like it takes half of your health. Especially because we're in goblin mode, right? Where everything just kills you. But this is very doable. Hey man, look at me, I'm a ghost. Can you? Oh, he's gonna get me. Shocking. Oh wait, he takes my amber too? Oh, it's bad. It's way worse than I thought it was. They take my amber is like terrible, actually. Also, what is this? What is this fun hole in the wall there? What is that? Entirely accidental, but thank you. It was kind of a cool save. I think this is the weird tree thing. Nope, this is too far. I keep hearing the beetles and I keep freaking out. Oh, here we go. I see you, suspicious marker. Flame eyeball question mark. Flame question mark eyeball. Flame question mark eyeball. Something something skull. I've learned nothing. I've learned nothing. The ad break is here, actually, and I should take this time to get some more water, because I don't have enough water. Vulture, we're taking a break. Vulture, we're taking a break.
Moving to AFK. Moving to main scene.
You have me really curious, Outline, what those sounds were. I'm very curious. keep I keep making some mistakes. It keeps auto-saving, which is strange. Ball damage? No. Marvel movie or show. Dairy Queen, Eam's shoes. Very standard, yeah. Who doesn't like a dog? No creation museums, yeah. I'm honestly like, how about this? I'm not even necessarily against the idea of creationism, I guess, as much as I am against the idea of it being in conflict with science. Right. If God gave us thinking rational brains with critical thinking abilities, like, we too should enjoy in the act of creation and thought. Like, come on. Right? If there's an intelligent design and designed us to be intelligent, like, stands to reason that we should engage. And there are plenty of people who have been able to, I don't even want to say reconcile, but their belief in their faith actually strengthens the conviction that they have in their science. Like their pursuit of scientific research and knowledge, which I think is awesome. I think that's really awesome. It's the blind faith stuff that's the problem for me. Am I doomed, by the way? Was I supposed to send the skulls into something? Was I supposed to make the skulls, like, crash into something, or... Is there any chance I can make this drop? Okay, I can just make this drop. Okay. Flame question mark symbol. Flame question mark eyeball. But there's the flame and the, what? What does this mean? Flame question mark eyeball. That's not this either. Unless flame question mark eyeball. I mean, it only works here, right? I hope it's this, otherwise I'm gonna feel very stupid. Please don't kill me. Yes! I love not being killed. Thank gosh. Thank goodness. I love not dying. And yeah, you do end up popping back out here, right? Good thing I didn't use my clone to somehow cheese that. But yeah, we did it. Yippee! I can now get out of here. Now I have to kill Styx. That's fine. I can do that. I've been planning to do that all game. I solved the puzzle. That makes me good in video games. I've seen this before. I am not Going to fall for that a second time. Not gonna fall for that a second time. More doomed?
So you didn't bring Querberus. And yet, it was in both our interest. You're not making my job any easier. That's for sure. I'm done with being a tool. I only obey myself. Oh yeah? And you decided what? What's your secret goal? How can you know what you want if you don't know who you are? If you are in fact nobody.
I'm nobody.
You've never lived anything. You didn't ask to be here. Me, I crossed 2 centuries of nightmares to reach Akanash. I lost everything. Forever.
We're just gonna let this play. I'm gonna
Since
eat.
you're so worn out, why don't you let go? You're just a bunch of old memories that are overflowing, screaming to get out of your skull. You're good for nothing. Listen, you and me, we have one life between 2. You got the past. Leave the future to me. It's a fair deal. Why are you so desperate to kill me, Rakash? Me, who brought you into existence. I want to kill you because, well, at least I know it was my idea. Oh, really? Well, I can't argue with that. And yet, I could almost have whispered it to you. I'm so tired after all these years. All these voices gnawing at my mind. I came here to finish it. So, asking you to kill me is almost a good idea. Assuming, of course, that you're able to, which isn't the case. Oh, you think so? Wait and see.
The fuck do you mean instant death? Okay. So some context. When we argued with Styx last time, we got a peek into his brain, and the original Styx was apparently an orc who went to go visit the heart of the tree as part of his shaman ritual when he was 30 years old. That's important. I just died instantly? Because apparently I can't parry this stupid thing. Probably because I'm not at full health, right? Okay. We've done that. Now let's force ourselves into the QTE again, yes? Remember, by the way, parry has not been a mechanic this whole game. Okay? Parry has not been a mechanic this whole game. I know you can parry the clones, but it's like pretty miserable. And everything kind of like two-shots you, right? Or one-shots you. So we're gonna do this a little bit until I get it right, because I'm not direct combating with anything.
I tried.
Oh, it's not intended to work at all, Elflion, against any of the normal enemies. Parry, like, is not a mechanic that exists in Goblin mode. In Goblin mode, you cannot parry. So all of the soldiers do not interact with parry at all. We only found the goblins in the last mission, right? And so it's basically been only one mission in which parry might theoretically even work for a second.
I tried to kill myself long ago. I tried several times. I was finished. But all this damned amber running in my veins won't let me die.
And yeah, as you can see, why can't I stealth crouch? As you can see, you basically need like 3 whole successful parries to make it work. Three parries is it's a lot of parries. Can I just knife him in the head? He can't die. All clones, something something.
The fun is over. I don't need a defective tool. My head. I can't stand it. Shut up! Everyone, shut up! I feel it. An elf. He's approaching. Quick, get out of here before my head explodes.
Yeah, Styx got us good, I guess.
This reflection. It's me? What have I become? A Ragash. A monster.
Ragash means vermin, by the way.
What have I done? I feel so weak. How long ago did I leave my family? I am no longer worthy of being an orc. May my ancestors forgive me.
Yeah, there we go. It's an elf.
What? What? Where am I?
Emmett, you're alive. I was afraid that I would arrive too late.
No alert triggered. I'm so good at this game. I also killed 8 whole guys. It's the Corvus stealth section, to be honest. Not killing guys during the Corvus stealth section is like pretty tough, in my opinion. Yeah, there we go. That was our attempt to kill Styx, and it didn't go well. Didn't go well.
You saved my life, elf. Why? I may have a few screws loose, but I think if any of you assholes were friends of mine, I'd remember it.
We have a common enemy. I am an ambassador, the elf representative to the humans. I know that Styx aims to steal the heart of the tree. And the tree cannot live without its heart. Its death will lead to the destruction of Akanash. Styx is constantly seeking to poison relations between elves and humans in order to have a free hand. All it needs is a spark, and then it will be war.
And you were counting on me to stop him? I know that Styx and I look alike, but I'm the one who just got my ass kicked like a rookie, you know? He's stronger than me. I can't beat him.
You will stop him. These are things that we elves can foresee in the Amber. But for that, you must rid yourself of his mark, the one that allows him to maintain his hold over you. And I know a way.
Ooh.
What? Where do I sign? Does it hurt? Tell me, damn it! Without this link between us, I could face him on equal terms.
At the moment, you are but an imperfect duplicate. But if you were to place yourself inside one of our empty cocoons, you could become complete and be reborn as a perfect creature of the Amber.
Anything to break my link to Styx. So make it quick. Time is short. Take me to an empty cocoon.
I will do it. But there are more pressing matters.
Oh, are there? Are there more pressing matters?
The destruction by Aeron of the bridge that leads to the heart puts us in a situation close to war, but it has allowed us to delay Styx's plans. Now that we have Querberus, we must get him out of here. Without him, Styx will never find out how to reach the heart. All that remains is for you to escape his hold, and then to track him down and kill him. And I shall help you. But the most urgent task is to restore diplomatic relations between humans and elves. I have requested an audience with the governor. I shall expose the scheming of his son, Aeron. As a man of reason, Barryman will understand, and tensions can be eased. I just need you to collect some documents from the library. I shall tell you more on the way.
I'm sure there's no possible way this can go badly, right?
Very well. I'll help you to get these documents. And then we put Querberus in the first airship leaving the atrium, and I get rid of this cursed mark. And finally, a Styx hunt. I think I'm gonna enjoy this.
Thank you. But before I leave, I must tell you that the other elves do not look kindly on our cooperation. Do not expect to be treated as a friend by my kin.
The feeling's mutual.
Okay. So, no Ozcan. Why would that be? Because the game assumes that we kick him out or kill him, I guess, right? No, I didn't want to. I didn't click that. Get me out of here. You can't quit. Why? Why can't you quit this thing? Okay. Like you're replaying a mission, you can't quit it is weird to me. Nope, we're still in reminiscences. Okay. All right, back here. I was just looking with my eyeballs, okay? You can see I did go back into reminiscences and just do it all, right? This stuff pretty quick. I feel like I could get swiftness on most of these. Maybe But yeah, this guy has to be here. Nice glaive, by the way. Sick. It has to be here because, of course, Ozcan might have died if we decided not to forgive him. But he's not allowed here anymore, I guess. Even though I definitely did not kill him, by the way. Let me gaze upon my wonderful relic collection. Nice. 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 Alright, we got skills. We have 300 skill points. I can do a lot with 300 skill points. I could get Manipulator of Shadows. The potions and tonics, yeah, there's quite a few. And the acid vial that we never used to be we're not gonna get through the agility tree, are we? I think we're on the second to last mission. So I think we're probably sending it on. We're not doing Born Killer, right? Born Killer requires agility. Yeah. Agility shows up twice. Stealth shows up twice. Cloning, killing, and equipment show up once. Oh, and amber vision, huh? So I guess they really want you to do agility, but I'm not going to do it because it's bad. Again, remember, dodging is worthless. Parrying is worthless. So, flamethrower is the only one that matters. We could take Manipulator of Shadows. I think I would really. I would, if I could get it. Master of Vials would be the best one, right? And we went down this tree to do this. We're never filling out the agility tree. We're actually never filling out the agility tree, so let's not even think about it. And we have everything filled out except for agility. And this is really good, but we're, again, can't get it because you have to fill out agility, which is a bad tree. So I guess I'm saving for omniscience. Manipulator of Shadows seems alright. Like, usually you have a safe spot when you're making your clones anyway, right? Unless the implication here is like, you just leave a clone behind as a backup plan. Anytime you're about to get caught, you just like go invis? Is that stupid? You can't see yourself is the problem, right? You have no idea what's happening. But you can just kind of leave a clone behind for get out of jail free card. How much is the agility tree gonna cost me? Okay. Alright, so I would need 90. I would need 290 points. That's not bad. That's not bad. At 300, I could go for basic either of these. Did I get anything that was actually meaningful here, by the way? No meaningful skills, right? I just got an extra carry for Amber Vial, extra perception distance, and these agility upgrades were worthless, right? Okay. So just consider larger vision for Amber, and I cannot remember my brain for the life of me. Larger vision for Amber. That's it? Oh, sorry, the extra vial. Oh, that's just a passive. Okay, well, I guess that's it. And Ozcan is not alive. He's not here, is the point. So... let's make this happen. Conflagration. Are we back in the fire pits?
Well, listen to me. I shall tell you what to look for.
Ah, damn it, I'll never get used to it. How do you do it? Not go batshit with people talking inside your head.
How do humans not go crazy by being alone inside their heads? Loneliness is good for no one.
Yeah, well, I'd pay a lot just to be left alone. Ah, forget it. Tell me what you know.
We must prove that Aeron is diverting Amber away
Aeron?
and selling it to Arkanosh soldiers. This sacrilege violates the agreements between my people and Governor Barryman. And we must prove that Aeron is using prisoners as experimental subjects, for I don't know what fantasy of his to control his kind.
All right. You're sure that his father won't give him a medal for that?
No. Barryman is not like that. He is a politician, a diplomat. He adores a challenge. He wants to control people by his power of conviction when he addresses the crowd. Not because he has drugged them beforehand. Aeron is just looking for a shortcut to power.
So, the evidence I'm looking for is in the library?
You should be able to find the accounts of the distillery and the warehouses signed by Aeron. By cross-checking the data, it will be easy to show that a large amount of amber is lost along the way. In the same way, you can obtain prison registers, which will reveal the unbelievable increase in the number of deaths among prisoners since Aeron has been in charge.
A lot of yapping between these two.
Okay, I got it.
Bring them to me. I take it upon myself to convince Barryman.
Okay. I'm glad they autosave at the end of the speech, because they know. They know. Embassy. Oh, we did this one. Oh, I accidentally did this one. Oh. This puzzle. When we were here before. But okay, yes, it's the incinerator area, right? We're back in the incinerator. I got out of here. I must recover the documents the elf told me about. If I go via the incinerator, I should easily reach the library, and this time I know the way. According to him, I should find everything needed to shine a light on Aaron's betrayal of his father. All I have to do is hand over the documents to the Pale Ambassador, and he will reveal the plans of his beloved son, Barrowman. Once our plan is in motion, it should sow confusion amongst the humans, and I can join up with Corporus, who must wait for me at the landing stage. I recognize my bias here, but I like the way the elf thinks. Forensic bookkeeping, says Outline. Yeah. Very politician way of seeing things. Where are we? Where are we entering from? Here. Here.
Strange. Where did the git go who was here before?
Oh yeah, okay, and that was the underground beetle area before. No beetles this time? No beetles this time.
Where did the git go who was here before? Strange. Where did the git go who was here before?
There wasn't a guy here before, man. Relax. You're seeing things. You're imagining things that aren't there. Don't know what to tell you. Does the guy have amber on his backpack? He does, right? He just has some. How? How did he know?
Found nothing suspicious.
He's too good. He's too good at this.
Someone there. Where did the git go?
Successfully pickpocket several guards. B. Okay. I guess in theory you should be able to go there and drop things on people. I don't think you need to, right? I just have to not get caught here. I do this. Hello, it's a return to Beetletown, my least favorite place. Why is there a Doom Skull? Why are they combining Doom Skulls with beetles? Don't you think that's a bit much? Okay, let's play a game I like to call Welcome to Clone Town. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. I hate these guys. Does this do anything? No. No, 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 it doesn't. It doesn't. It does not. You get flung to heavens. We here? We're here. Is there some nice way to go up? I don't think so. There's just a doom skull. Okay. Let's try something else. Hey there, doom skull. It doesn't blow up. You can't bait the doom skull? Come on, man. I'm so juicy and tantalizing. Come look at me. The doom skull is immune to my memes. Look at me. I am so tantalizing.
Your job's done.
I'm gonna die to this doom skull. Alright, Mamie, your work returns. You got nabbed there. These guys are really on top of it. And by it, I mean killing my clone. Okay, I'm ready this time. No more doom. No more doom. No more doom. That's what's important. No more doom. Let me through. Let me through. Okay. So, I spent all that energy thinking that that was a hole I could get through. The answer is no. No, it's not. Maybe you have some distractions to take care of. Okay. Didn't get doomskulled though, and that's what's important. You? Why? Why would they put a doomskull there? They've put a man up there. They've put several men up there that I'm not sure what to do with. Do you not see me? Somehow? I don't see how I sneak up on that guy, because that window is not exactly amenable to such things. Yeah, but he's gone now, so no longer my problem. Next problem, this guy.
Oh shit! Well, a little exercise. Where are you? Grab it! Nasty piece of work.
Can I kill him at all?
Fine.
No, right? Okay. The armored man is not killable.
I heard something.
Nope, you heard nothing. Can I kill him? The Doom Skull caught me?
Found nothing suspicious.
The Doom Skull caught me. I do not for the life of me understand, like, why are those guys just chill? Why are they chill with, you know, I don't get it. They're souls of the damned or something. Why are you chill like that? Any reality in which this happens? I don't think so. I don't think I can pass in front of this guy. Oh, but I don't need to. Sorry, there's actually a ledge right here. The big thing for me is the Doom Skulls. First of all, obviously you make a sound when you get hit, but they also drain your amber, which is awful. Awful. You keep making that noise. Oh, it's the Doom Skull. Okay, Mimi, you got a job to do. So bad news goes to worse. The Doom Skulls. Even when you don't make a noise, their explosion causes enemies to wake up. Awful. Okay. Don't go there. Can I wrap around? I don't think so. Alt here, hi, how are you doing? How are you? Doing pretty good. Surviving some doom skulls, apparently. Try not to get caught. Tired but alive, I feel that. Is there not an upward path there? No? That should have been my upward path, but apparently it's not. Reverse transversal. Eerie and bad. For some reason I think there's a path there. If my memory serves. Yeah, I'm glad you're alive. I'm glad you're doing okay. I had a pretty long day.
I thought I saw.
Myself. Okay, there is nothing there. I'm just high-key trolling for some reason. Gift sub. Wait, hold on, that's a lot of points. Wow, you've been saving for that. That's crazy. Okay. Excellent. Gift a sub. There you go. Gift. Boop. Thank you so much for that redemption. Is there no sound? Was there an alert sound? Oh, goodness gracious. You're welcome. I'm glad that you like it. You heard an alert sound? Okay, it like did not play for me. This new monitoring thing is I don't know, the new audio thing on 32. It's freaking me out. Can I just see the Twitch alert box source? Unmute? No, it is monitoring. It's just hold on. Do this. Unhide just this one. This, hide this. Push button. Oh, thank you for the follow. When I see that, it says report NobodyGlitched. I don't think that's what I want. That's not what I want. Isn't there maybe like a replay? Boy. Oh, I can test it. That's right, I can test it. Stream elements. I just don't log into this anymore. Where's the login button? Hold on. Okay. They're hiding the login button, it's bad. Stream elements is now part of Razer. You can either delete your account or accept. Okay, I'll accept. Activity feed. Replay. Where's my noise? Hold on, I don't see it. I don't hear that. Do you guys hear it? No, but it doesn't show up at all. Even with even like it's unmuted for me. Properties. Okay. Monitoring enabled. Let me do monitoring off for a second here. And then where is it sending the audio to? Properties. One more time. Sorry, one more time. What? 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 Into my microphone? What the f— I'm so confused, but I'll just have to test it off stream, I guess. It's really weird. That's really weird. I don't remember how I set this up, but it's not making much sense. Might have to have all of my audio sources on and off. Which alert box source? Alert box source. Okay, there's another alert box source. Hold on. Unhide this one. There are two of them. Two of them. There are two of them. Okay. Okay. I was just looking at the wrong one. Okay. Okay. It is set to monitoring, but my monitoring is sent to the Shadow Realm, maybe? What is my monitoring channel to? I'm very confused. Output. Monitor. Nope. Audio. Line 3. That would be line 3. Hold on. Okay, where's I? Postmix, right? Postmix. Okay. You guys are default getting all sound defaults to input 1. You also have access to input 2, the auxiliary one. That's for Vulture. You have access to vcable 1 and vcable 2. I see. I've run out of things in my mixer. Okay. We're gonna change this to line 3. Unmute this. Mute both of these things. Test. Wow, that's loud as fuck. Okay. But now I can hear it. Alright. Okay, my post mixer didn't have that channel. Alright, you guys obviously did not hear that this time, so I'll unmute this. Mute this. There you go. Alright, I figured it out. The problem is I have too many cables. We're on the ad break, I know, but I have too many cables. I have in my life aux in aux, 1, 2, 3, and then microphone, right? Microphone. And I have a switchboard, right, that has like 5 slots. Right, 1, 2, that's not 5 slots, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slots. Okay, 5 slots. And I've assigned essentially each thing to one of these slots. In is like everything, basically. This is my default. Okay. There's aux. This is what I use for vulture. I have 1, which is this is Firefox. This is Firefox. And I use this for things that shouldn't be in the pod, basically, right? It goes to a separate track. This is Discord. Discord goes here, and then 3 is my monitoring thing, which I sometimes feed back to Discord. But now I am feeding here, and this used to be my microphone so that I could self-monitor, because my interface doesn't have a good monitoring tool, which is sad. Alright, audio configuration. The way for me to fix this is upgrade from Voicemeeter Banana to the other one, the one that's one bigger, but that requires me to pay some money, which I should probably do. Honestly, I have money, I should just do it. So I'll fix this up off stream so that I can stop trolling myself. Okay. Because five inputs is like fine, and 5 inputs is like fine and great most of the time, but now I need 1 more, and I need that line 3 for tricks essentially, and for essentially for monitoring that doesn't go back in a feedback loop, right? Because if I put it to anything else, any of those other things, if I put it on any of these other things, it would go in back into the mix, and we don't want that. We don't want that. Okay, we've learned. We've become learned. We've become learned. Who's pinging me at a forbidden hour? Okay. I'm being pinged. Alright. Yeah, I will just have to upgrade from Voicemeeter to the next one. The one that comes after. And we will do that off stream when I don't forget. But yes, for now I'm actually gonna put this back onto this so that I can you guys can hear that. No, you can't hear that. Just me. I can hear myself echoing. Yippee. Alright. A lot of complicated things, a lot of audio, a lot of fun stuff. Things Twitch thinks you might buy this time: razors for women, cat food, running shoes, and oh, the Marvel movie again. I mean, they did EOMs right before, so we're kind of on that same thing here. Death comes for me. We are an explainer of things.
There's something over there.
Understood.
Well, I got caught badly. I got caught badly. Nope. Nothing moved over there. That guy's just gonna get sick on his own. he goes. Step, 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 step. Why did his vial of stuff just explode? I mean, I know why. They don't want me to acquire the goods, but like, still, why? Any chance I can get on top of this and use this for land development? Looking like 0 chance. Now I know there's a doom skull here. In my heart, I know there's one. I love the doom skull. I love it when it just blows up for no fucking reason. What do you mean? What do you mean it auto caught me? Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. I am quick saving here so I don't get fucked over. What was that? In the meantime, Mini-Me has to go solve some problems. Your job is simple. So I learned something horrible just now. The Doom Skulls attacked you through stealth, even while you're invisible. Why do they do that? Why do the Doom Skulls attack you through invisibility? Remembering, of course, that any damage breaks you out of invisibility, because of course it does. Why do the Doom Skulls do that? Can we go up from here? Is there a meaning in doing any of this? I don't think so. So we'll steadily make our way out. You know this place is bad, by the way, because they've just normalized the existence of Doom Skulls. They don't see anything wrong with the fact that haunted souls of the dead are watching them. That's apparently not a problem to them.
I can't wait till they change guard.
Why are there beetles in my hideout? Why are there 19 beetles in my hideout?
I can't wait till they change guard.
Why are there... I kind of hate this place, actually. Okay, so we made it from here. I think we're here. No, we're on the opposite side, right? Because the library is here, so we're, I guess, here somehow.
I can't wait till they change guard.
Yeah, the skull infestation is kind of bad, right? The infinite haunting souls of the dead are kind of a problem.
I can't wait till they change guard.
Die, vermin!
What? What was that? Did that guy just freak out? I don't even know why. You just had a little freak out. Is he anti... He's finally anti-beetles? Is that what's happening? There's no reality in which I made this sneak happen, right? Can't throwing knives that from this angle either.
Have we got a game tonight? I really have to get back my silver stuff. Strange.
What? Really?
No. There's nobody.
Wow. Did you just let that go? Okay. I'm genuinely shocked. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Change guard.
Somehow that's valid.
If you're gonna hear me, you better show yourself. No, there's nothing.
Okay, so I'm allowed to poison. I'm allowed to poison. Which is good. Good. In the fun that comes in a second here, this guy will run over, right? And go, oh my god, he died, it's so awful. He won't? Why won't he? Okay. Stupid fucking idea of mine. There was a brief moment there. There was a brief moment there where I saw the words muffled kill.
What's going on over there?
I realize I can also just bait him to walk over, right?
No, there's nobody.
Wow. Apparently had a vial of stuff, which I probably really wanted. But as of right now, it's not my problem. This is greed. Unfathomable greed. Made it. Okay. This should be the top of the... Yes, it is in fact the top of the situation. Do I have any other options? Like... Wait... Maybe we have a job. We have a job to do. Nope. Would have been nice though. That would have been nice. I definitely want that. Well, I'm trolling actually. I lost a whole bunch of amber for nothing. Oh well. Why are you just doing circles here now?
Have we got a game tonight? I really have to get back my silver snuff box that Bertram won off me the other day.
You haven't heard? Bertram is cooped up since yesterday. Amber traffic.
Oh no, shit, my snuff box! It was a gift from a baron whose neck I once saved.
You won't be seeing it again. Bertram must have given it to Harold for the right to shit some other place than in his cell.
Tragic. Deeply tragic. I hear more beetles and I hate it. I hate that for me. You guys hear them too, right?
Have we got a game tonight? I really have to get back my silver snuff box that Bertram... Hey, is someone there or not? Understood.
I can hear them.
No, there's nobody.
Correct, as always.
Have we got a game tonight? I really have to get back my silver snuff box that Bertram won off this monster!
Oops. Oops.
Have we got a game tonight? I really have to get back my silver snuff box that Bertram won off me the other day.
You haven't heard? Bertram is cooped up since yesterday. Amber traffic.
Oh no shit, my snuff box! It was a gift from a baron whose neck I once saved.
You won't be seeing it again. Bertram must have given it to Harold for the right to shit some other place than in his cell.
Well, that guy's gonna die. So let's have a drink. Let's toast to his life and his death. Salutes in chat. All that good stuff.
Have we got a game tonight?
He doesn't want to eat
I
anymore.
really have to get back my silver snuff box that Bertram won off me the other day.
You haven't heard? Bertram is cooped up since yesterday. Amber traffic.
Oh no shit, my snuff box! It was a gift from a baron whose neck I once saved.
I was correct. There were beetles. And they always come in pairs. Just so you know. Just so you know you can get extra screwed over. I sense a possibility with my clone again. It should be possible. Maybe you'll have a meal? A light meal? No. No, he doesn't want to.
Have we got a game tonight? I really have to get back my silver snuff box that Bertram won off me the other day.
You haven't heard? Bertram is cooped up since yesterday. Amber traffic.
That's right.
Oh no
Amber
shit,
traffic.
my snuff box! It was a gift from a baron whose neck I once saved.
You won't be seeing it again. Bertram must have given it to Harold for the right to shit some other place than in his cell.
Okay. Take me. Stand here. Reel me. Jump. Jump. I'm the best. I say I'm the best? I think there's a bug waiting for me. Throwing knives don't work, apparently. Because I guess they have metal carapaces or something. What if I aim at their rear? Is your rump covered? Nope. I mean, yes, your rump is covered.
Get back my silver snuff box that Bertram won off me the other day.
What does this lever do?
Oh no shit, my snuff box! It was a gift from a baron whose neck I once saved.
I don't know, I'm dead. I did all this plotting, right? Like, I used a little hack too to get up somewhere I'm not supposed to, and lo and behold. Yeah, you cannot be fast enough for that, okay. I thought I would like dodge away or something. Nope, nope, nope. This game really gets you on misclicks, by the way. I keep missing. Why did it know? How did it know that I was there? This guy's never gonna have his snack either. Yep, so you don't even necessarily have to do that. You can just find these idiots here. Okay. Let's work on some idiot trapping.
Have we got a game tonight? I really have to get back my silver snuff box that Bertram won off me.
Let's grab just one guy.
Bertram's picked up since yesterday. Amber traffic.
Oh no, shit, my snuff box. It was a gift from a baron.
You won't be seeing it again. Bertram must have given it to Harold for the right to shit some other place than himself.
I'm gonna get caught. Because this guy is suddenly moving now.
Have we got a game tonight? I really have to get back my silver snuff box that Bertram won off me the other day.
You haven't heard? Bertram is cooped up since yesterday. Amber traffic.
Oh no, shit, my snuff box. It was a gift from a baron whose neck I once saved.
Okay.
You won't be seeing it again. Bertram must have given it to Harold for the right to shit some other place than in his cell.
One down. There are so many beetles. There's what? Don't tell me. Why? Why? This is not Dishonored where the more violence I commit, the more rats there are. What is this rat plague? Okay, this path leads to beetles, right? Yes. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. Die. Okay, luckily, just one beetle. Oh my god. Knights and elves kill you in one hit. I can't wait to spot the elves and be sad. Goodness gracious. Oh, they closed the door. Alright. No problem. Let us... Do we have any alternatives? I should steal ledges for the elves. Don't they amount to the same thing? I guess we'll find out. We need a janitorial crew or something. Everything is infested with something. Yeah. It's the hygiene problem. It's a reminder that you should shower regularly. Wash your hands.
Come on, guys. I want the whole place searched.
Search for what?
At your orders, Captain.
Also, isn't this the secret? This is a secret. Oh my god, ow. Ow. This is the guy's like secret private library area, right? It's Corvus's like magical inner sanctum or something.
The whole place searched.
At your orders, Captain.
Corvus, don't you have some sort of like mega death ability for this room? Wouldn't that be nice? Some kind of mega death ability. Wouldn't that be cool of you to have? Okay, jumping points are there. You can chandelier drop on people, which is nice. But that does not solve my other problems, which is just that this whole area stinks. You could drop this and kill people, but you don't have to. I just have to not get caught by the quadruple guard when I go there.
Some food over. Let's take.
Let's not take a closer look. Let's not do that. Safe. 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 For now. I'm gonna get caught big time.
Oh, shit! Scared, huh? Wait and see, my friend. I'll find you.
Sure, that's fine and all. Is there a route here that doesn't involve some serious trolling?
Found you! What you bastard! Hello there!
Okay. So it looks like no. Which means I think we gotta distract some guys. Because they also brought a like an orc there. Well, I've already killed a man. What's another at this point?
There's something over there.
Okay, yeah, you do get spotted. Because I was not stealthy enough on my assassination quest. How about now? Ain't no way, ain't no way, ain't no way, ain't no way, ain't no way. Ain't no way he's just looking. Okay, we're fine. Fine, we're fine, we're okay, we're fine. We're totally fine. These guys love doing their route. I thought it would distract someone, frankly.
Looks like there's some. Who goes there?
I don't see a way right now
No, there's nobody.
to get to this area. Kind of freewheeling it.
Oh, it's...
Crud. There's no handholds or ledges or something, right? I could ideally distract the guards to go to the center, but that would require me to have an advantageous aerial position to begin with, which means maybe starting up there. Crap, that was the reload button. That's not the button I want to push. It is pushing my stealth brain for sure. And we just have to wait for these two guys to pass. They do their little weird zigzag wiggle thing for some reason. I mean, it's kind of annoying, but it just means you like cannot stand in the doorway, right?
Looks like there's something over there. No, there's nobody.
This is meant to be the secret area, by the way. Okay, now that I have my perch, That seems like there is some possibility. Oh, also throwing knife. Would love a throwing knife. Are we going back for throwing knives? Okay. Yes, we are. Holy smokes.
Calm down, Hector. It isn't the end of the world. I'll take your bit of paper to him.
Not the end of the world, perhaps, but it might well look like it.
An anonymous letter. Of the highest importance. I don't like this at all. I gotta get a hold of this message. Monster!
Right, there's the client area. Yeah, there was one. Okay, they both eat. That's a problem for me. They both eat. This guy just kind of walks around randomly. I'd like to poison the food, but finding the appropriate timing is also difficult. It'll be easier to unlock the door once I've poisoned the food, because, oh, there's one guy there too. What is this guy doing? Just messing around. And he's watching the door there too. Which is bad for me. Okay. You go this way. I should have a micro moment here. Alright. Someone's going to die. Someone's going to die. And it'll be fine. And we'll just watch it happen.
Hey, is someone there?
I was wiggling a little too calmly.
No, nothing.
There's a dude in there. Are you also going to eat? Maybe? You haven't realized that guy died of eat? Food poisoning? Yes, food poisoning. Food poisoning, very good. Yes, please. So sad. They got him. They got him. Okay. Oofy, ouch, ouch, oof, ouch, oof. There's a guy in there. There's too many dudes. Okay. Mini-me. Can you open doors? Yes, you cannot unlock doors, but you can open doors. Don't have to do the puzzle. We can just do this. Become a little bit of a situation. I'm full on vials of life, so I don't really care about that right now. Cannot kill these knights. Is there a hiding place? Not really, but I think, okay. Even if I try to go for that, I think I get killed on the backswing, right? There's probably people watching. I guess that's why we have knives. Probably didn't need to use that knife, to be honest. How did you... How did he spot me? He was sleeping. Oh, he decided to unsleep for that particular moment. Understood. Are you sleeping or aren't you sleeping? I hear him making sleeping noises.
I thought I saw.
Okay, he's not sleeping. Somebody else is sleeping. Is there any reality in which I made this jump? No, right? Yeah, I don't see that happening. I love alerting all the guys. Let's do it. I did not alert all the guards, including that guy looking right at me. Wow. Lucky me, I guess. Let's play Hunt the Chicken. Goodbye. Goodbye. I should steal the ledgers for the elf. I sure should. It could be anywhere. I forget the normal method that people use to get up here. Chandelier murder. Is it possible? Kind of possible.
A monster! That was mine!
Ow. I actually don't know if I can kill that guy or not. I, for some reason, thought he had a metal head. Apparently he does not have a metal head. That solves that problem. Right, this is the normal way to get here, which I completely forgot about because I killed this guy and stopped thinking. I will need that ledger. Honestly, very close to just getting it. I think I have to wait for this guy to get around the corner, and I'll kill him. At least he's not Bertram, right? Remember what they say, kids. Out of sight, out of mind. Okay. I have ledgered. I must ledger more? More ledgers. Is that not enough ledgering? Yeah, we did all this. Now we're here. Oh, it's this guy who has a document. Alright, that guy's awake. Okay. So I've realized something important. Something very important. It's 3 in the morning. It is in fact 3 in the morning. And so we're actually gonna we're gonna stop. We're gonna stop. As much as I would like to just keep playing, I have to be a responsible adult. Okay, I have class in the morning that I need to make up for because it'd be not a goober. So that will be it for us tonight. I hope you have a good rest of your morning, day, evening, night, whatever you're up to, whatever you're doing. I hope you have a good one, and I will see you next time. Raid at the Forbidden Hour. Is there anybody raid at the Forbidden Hour? Let's find out. It is kind of a Forbidden Hour. There's a lot of people online. Okay. I will send you guys to Sarnai. That's fine. That's a fine place to send. Raid. Sarnai. Okay. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, drink plenty of water, get plenty of rest, and most importantly, be good to yourselves and be good to each other. I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh yeah, something socials, right? I should do this. You can find out when I'm streaming next. Discord, Blue Sky, Twitter. There you go. Yep, that's it. And I will probably test out the YouTube thing. Oh, we'll see. Test out the YouTube, like, not starting until we're ready thing. Okay, see you later.